You know, after working for so many years with people over 50, I've noticed something truly meaningful. Most of us forget how to honor ourselves. We spend a lifetime caring for others, our children, our families, our work, our endless responsibilities. And then one day, when life finally becomes quieter and the house is a little more still, we suddenly realize we don't quite know what to do with ourselves. I want you to imagine this: a peaceful afternoon, soft sunlight coming through the window. You pour yourself a warm cup of tea, sit in your favorite chair, and do absolutely nothing. Just breathe, just sit, and gently whisper to yourself, "I've walked a long, long road, and I deserve to be honored." It sounds simple, doesn't it? But have you ever truly done that? I once met a 68-year-old woman during a group session. She told me she had spent her entire life honoring everyone except herself. Her children, her grandchildren, her co-workers, even her neighbors. But never once did she pause to honor her own journey. She thought self-appreciation was selfish. Then, she said something that stayed with me. Now I understand. If I don't honor myself, how can I have the strength to love anyone else? And that's exactly what Buddhist wisdom reminds us. The deepest joy comes from learning to appreciate our own life. Not on your birthday, not after a big achievement, not when someone else praises you. Tell me honestly, have you ever caught yourself waiting for a special day to feel allowed to rest or to give yourself something you enjoy? But the truth is, the most special day is the day you're still here. Science backs this up too. Studies on aging show that recognizing small personal victories, like waking up early, eating a little healthier, or simply taking better care of yourself, reduces stress, improves sleep, and enhances overall well-being. Just a few minutes of honoring yourself each day can shift the entire quality of your life. So give yourself those small, meaningful moments: a slice of your favorite dessert, a slow, peaceful afternoon, a deep breath to remind yourself, you have overcome so much. You are stronger than you realize, and you deserve to be honored today, right now. Before this day ends, try something with me. Place your hand on your heart. Take one deep breath and offer yourself a gentle compliment. Just one. You'll feel the difference. Because sometimes the thing we need most is simply the permission to see our own worth. You know, the older I get, the more I realize this simple truth: walking is not just moving the body. It's a way of coming home to yourself. And I'm not talking about speed distance or hitting 10,000 steps a day. I'm talking about something much quieter, much deeper. I want you to imagine this with me. You step outside your home maybe early in the morning when the world is still a little sleepy. The air is cool, the light is soft. You take that first step, then another, and slowly you begin to hear things you haven't really noticed in years. The rustling of the leaves, the rhythm of your own footsteps, the gentle whisper of the wind brushing against your skin. Each step becomes a breath. Each breath becomes a moment, and suddenly you're not just walking, you're returning to yourself. Have you ever felt that quiet shift inside when your mind stops running ahead of you and finally catches up to the present moment? I once worked with a gentleman in his early 70s. He'd survived a heart scare, lost his wife a few years earlier, and told me he felt like life had slowed him down too much. But one morning, instead of forcing himself to walk faster or farther, he decided to walk differently. He told me, "For the first time, I listened to the sound of my own footsteps. It felt like my body and my mind were finally walking together, instead of pulling each other apart." That's when I smiled and said, "Congratulations, you've just discovered walking meditation." In Buddhist teaching, walking can be a form of prayer, a moving meditation. The Buddha himself spent most of his life walking, not in a hurry, not trying to prove anything, but simply being present with each step. And at our age, presence matters far more than pace. You don't need to walk a mile. You don't need perfect health. You just need one quiet moment where the mind and the body decide to breathe together. Science even supports this. Slow, mindful walking has been shown to lower stress hormones, reduce inflammation, and increase emotional clarity, especially for adults over 55. It's not the distance that heals you, it's the quality of your attention. So the next time you walk, even if it's just from the kitchen to the living room, try this. Feel your heel touch the ground. Feel your breath move gently in and out. Let the world slow down with you. Because every mindful step you take is a step toward peace, toward clarity, toward a stronger, softer, more present you. And let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly walked, not to get somewhere but to return to yourself? There's something I've learned after spending decades working with people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. It's this: gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a form of medicine. A quiet, gentle medicine you take with your heart, not your mouth. And the beautiful thing, you only need a few seconds a day. I want you to imagine this. You wake up in the morning, the room is still dim, and before the world rushes in with noise and responsibilities, you grab a tiny notebook or even just a scrap of paper and write down one thing you're grateful for. Just one. Maybe it's your warm blanket. Maybe it's the sunlight peeking through the blinds. Maybe it's the fact that despite everything life has thrown at you, you're still here. Have you ever tried that? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But sometimes the simplest practices are the ones that open the deepest doors. I once worked with a woman in her early 60s who had gone through a painful divorce. She told me her heart felt cracked in too many places to count. So we started a gratitude journal. Nothing fancy, just 3 small lines every morning. After a few weeks, she said, "I used to only see what was broken. Now, I can finally see what's still whole." That's the power of gratitude. It doesn't fix everything, but it lights up the space around the cracks so the heart doesn't feel lost in the dark. Buddhist teachings often say that suffering narrows the mind, but gratitude widens it again, like opening a window in a room that's been shut too long. Suddenly, air can move, light can enter, the spirit can breathe. And science agrees. Studies show that writing down small moments of gratitude, even for just 2 weeks, lowers anxiety, improves sleep, and increases happiness by measurable amounts. Think about that. A tiny habit, a tiny effort, and yet the benefits ripple through your whole emotional life. So tonight, before you go to bed, I'd love for you to try something simple. Sit quietly. Place your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what is one small thing today that I'm grateful for? Not something big or dramatic, just something real. Because when you train your mind to notice what's good even in the smallest ways, you're teaching your heart to find light in the cracks, hope in the ordinary, and comfort in the life you're living right now. And let me ask you this. What was the last small moment that made you quietly grateful? There's a truth I wish more of us would say out loud, especially as we get older. We weren't meant to carry everything by ourselves. Yet somehow life teaches us to pretend we're strong enough to hold it, all the worries, the loneliness, the grief, the memories we never talk about. But healing doesn't always come from silence. Sometimes it comes from a single conversation. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I met a man in his mid-60s. His wife had passed away. His children lived in different states, and he told me, "I'm fine, just a little lonely." But I could hear in his voice that fine didn't mean fine at all. So I gently encouraged him to call his daughter just to say hello, nothing more. The next week, he came back with tears in his eyes. He said I didn't realize how much I needed to hear her voice and how much she needed to hear mine. That's the thing about connection. It doesn't have to be deep, dramatic, or long. It just has to be real. A simple phone call to your child, a short message to an old friend, joining a small community group even if it's just a few people meeting for coffee or sharing stories once a week. These little acts are not small at all. They are forms of medicine, medicine for the heart, medicine for the spirit. In Buddhist teaching, we call this Sangha, a community of people who walk the path together, who remind us that life is easier, softer, and more meaningful when shared. Even the Buddha didn't walk alone. Why should we? And science tells the same story: meaningful social connection. Even brief, simple interactions can reduce the risk of depression, lower stress hormones, and increase lifespan. Think about that one conversation today could literally help your heart live longer. I want to ask you something gently. When was the last time you reached out to someone? Not because you needed advice, but simply because you wanted to feel connected. You don't have to share all your burdens. You don't have to talk for hours. Just open a small window in your heart and let someone step inside for a moment. Because the truth is this: you are not meant to walk this world alone. Your stories deserve listeners. Your laughter deserves company. Your worries deserve a softer place to land. So tonight, maybe send that message you've been putting off, or call someone you miss, even if it's been years. You might be surprised how healing a single hello can be for both of you. There's a moment in life, usually somewhere after 50, when we start to realize that our relationship with food isn't just physical. It's emotional, spiritual, and deeply personal. For so many years, we ate because we were busy or stressed or lonely. We grabbed whatever was quick, whatever filled the silence, whatever helped us get through the day. But as we grow older, something shifts. Our bodies speak a little louder. Our energy needs change. And suddenly, the way we eat becomes a reflection of how gently we treat ourselves. I want you to imagine this. You sit down at your kitchen table, no TV, no rushing, no grabbing something on the go, just you, your meal, and a moment of quiet. You take your first bite slowly, really tasting it. The warmth, the texture, the way the flavors open up. For a moment, nothing else exists, just this simple act of nourishment. Have you tried eating like that recently? Most of us haven't. We've been taught to eat fast, to eat on the run, to eat to fill something inside us. Boredom, sadness, stress, habit. But eating slowly, choosing fresh foods, savoring the taste, that's not just nutrition, that's self-love. I once spoke with a woman in her 70s who had struggled with emotional eating for most of her life. She told me, I used to eat to comfort myself. Now I eat to care for myself. And the difference in her voice was the difference between surviving and truly living. Buddhist practice teaches us to eat mindfully, to see food not as an escape, but as an offering, a way of honoring the body that carries us through this world. Every meal becomes a quiet message to ourselves. I want to stay here longer. I want to walk a little farther. I want this body to feel supported, loved, and respected. Science backs this up too. Eating slowly reduces inflammation, improves digestion, and helps regulate mood. Mindful eating has even been linked to lower stress levels and better sleep. Your body notices when you treat it with kindness, and it responds. So tonight or tomorrow morning, try this. Sit with your meal. Take your time. Taste each bite as if it's the first one you've had all week. Notice how your body softens, how your breath slows, how you feel more present, more alive. Because every meal is more than food. It's a gentle promise you whisper to your body, I still want you with me. I still want to walk this life beside you, and I'm going to take better care of you. Starting today. There comes a point in life, usually somewhere after 60, when we begin to understand something very real, very human. Not everyone who hurt us will apologize, and not every story from our past will ever make perfect sense. And that's hard, isn't it? We carry these unanswered questions, these old disappointments, these moments where someone should have been kinder but wasn't. We wait for closure that sometimes never arrives. But here's the gentle truth I want to offer you today. You don't have to wait for anyone else to set you free. Forgiveness isn't about saying what happened was okay. It's simply choosing not to let the past write the rest of your life. I remember sitting with a man in his late 60s, a strong, quiet type who had lived through more heartache than he ever admitted. One afternoon, he said, "I keep replaying everything I wish I could change, everything I wish they would say sorry for." I looked at him and asked, "And how long do you want to carry that weight on your shoulders?" He paused, then whispered, "I'm tired." And that's when the healing began, not because the past changed, but because he changed his relationship with it. Forgiveness in the Buddhist sense isn't a favor you give to someone else. It's a release you give to your own heart. It's saying, I choose peace over bitterness. I choose today over yesterday. I choose freedom. Science even supports this. Studies show that holding on to resentment raises blood pressure, increases stress hormones, and weakens the immune system. But practicing forgiveness, even quietly, privately, lowers anxiety, softens the nervous system, and helps the brain return to balance. Your body knows when you're carrying emotional weight, and it knows when you set it down. So I want you to try something gentle. Think of one person or one memory that still tightens your chest. Don't force anything. Just breathe with it. And when you're ready, whisper softly, even silently, I release you. I release this. I don't want this pain guiding the rest of my life. You're not forgetting. You're not excusing. You're simply choosing not to let old wounds shape your remaining years. Because your life, the part that's still ahead, deserves to be lighter. Your heart deserves to rest. And you deserve a peace that the past can no longer touch. Let me ask you something. What would your life feel like if starting tonight you allowed just one old burden to finally loosen its grip? Somewhere along the way, many of us forgot that sleep is not just something we do. It's something we receive. A gift, a ritual, a quiet doorway back to ourselves. As we get older, sleep starts to change. You've probably felt that. We wake up more often. We think too much at night. The body gets tired, but the mind keeps talking. But what if I told you that sleep could become one of the most healing parts of your day? Let me paint this picture for you. It's evening. The sky is dimming. You turn off the TV just a little earlier than usual. You put your phone away, not because you have to, but because you're choosing peace over noise. You make yourself a warm cup of chamomile or ginger tea, and as you take each sip, you feel your shoulders drop just a little. Then, maybe you pick up a book, something gentle, familiar, comforting. 10 minutes, 15 if you have it, and slowly your breath begins to settle. Before you go to bed, you do something simple yet powerful. You place your hand on your heart and whisper, "Thank you for carrying me through another day." Have you ever said that to your body? Most of us haven't. But that small moment of gratitude is like placing a warm blanket over the soul. I once worked with a woman in her 70s who struggled with years of restless nights. She tried everything: supplements, sleeping positions, new pillows. Nothing worked. Until we shifted one simple thing. Instead of trying to force sleep, she started welcoming it. She created a tiny nighttime ritual: turn off screens, warm tea, soft music, and a single sentence of gratitude. Within weeks, Her sleep didn't just get longer, it got deeper. She told me I finally understand. Sleep is the moment my mind puts down its burdens. In Buddhist practice, evening is considered a sacred time, a time to let go of the dust of the day, to release what the mind has collected, to return to stillness. Not too much, not too little, just the middle way, just enough softness to guide the mind home. Science agrees. A consistent nighttime ritual lowers cortisol, calms the nervous system, and helps the brain enter restorative rest. It's not about how long you sleep. It's about how gently you prepare your heart for rest. So tonight, try giving yourself the gift of a slowed-down evening. Turn the lights down. Drink something warm. Read something soft. And offer your body a simple thank you. Not because everything in life is perfect, but because you deserve a moment where the world finally quiets down and your spirit gets to breathe again. Let me ask you, when was the last time you truly allowed yourself to rest, not just physically, but emotionally? There's a moment in life, usually somewhere past 50, when we start to believe that our days of trying new things are behind us. We tell ourselves, I'm too old for that. I'll probably be bad at it. What's the point now? But let me tell you something I've learned after decades of working with older adults. The moment we stop trying new things is the moment we stop feeling truly alive. Trying something new isn't about skill. It's not about perfection. It's not even about improvement. It's about reminding your spirit gently, softly, I am still here. I am still growing. I am still becoming. I want you to picture this: a woman in her 70s sitting at a pottery wheel for the first time, clay under her nails, hands a little shaky. The bowl she's making is crooked, uneven, leaning to one side. But she's laughing, really laughing. Not because the bowl is perfect, but because she's doing something she never allowed herself to try before. I asked her how it felt. She said, I feel like I'm 12 again. Awkward, excited, alive. And that moment, that spark, is the real masterpiece. Maybe for you, it's learning to paint with watercolors, or joining a small meditation class, or taking guitar lessons just to play your favorite old song. Maybe it's finally learning how to use that smartphone your grandkids keep teasing you about. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter if you're good at it. You don't need to impress anyone. In fact, the beauty is in being a beginner again, curious, open, unafraid of looking a little silly. Buddhist teaching calls this beginner's mind the ability to meet life as if you were seeing it for the first time. With wonder, with softness, with possibility. And the science. It's on your side too. Trying new activities, especially creative or mindful ones, stimulates the brain, protects memory, lifts mood, and increases longevity. Your brain lights up like a city seen from above at night, glowing awake, alive. So let me ask you, when was the last time you allowed yourself to try something simply because it brought you joy? Not because you were good at it, not because it was useful, but because it made your heart feel young again. Tonight, I want to gently invite you to choose one small new thing, just one. Something fun, something light, something that makes you smile at the thought of it. Because trying something new isn't about changing your life. It's about reminding yourself that your life is still unfolding. You're not done yet. You're not waiting out the years. You're still living them. And that, my friend, is a beautiful thing, you know. As I look back over the years working with older adults, people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, I've come to realize something profound. The mind becomes calmer when the day has a gentle structure. Not rigid, not rushed, not packed with obligations, but a simple rhythm, a soft, steady heartbeat guiding the flow of your day. And I want to talk to you about that rhythm. I want to talk to you about routine. Now, before you think routine means boredom or discipline or some military-style schedule, let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I worked with a retired teacher named Margaret. She was 72, sharp as a tack, But she told me something that broke my heart a little. She said, when I stopped working, I didn't just lose my job. I lost the shape of my days. She woke up whenever, she ate whenever. Some days she stayed in pajamas until afternoon. Some days she barely spoke to anyone. And even though she finally had all the free time she once dreamed of, her heart felt strangely untethered. She told me, the hours just spill into each other and I feel like I'm floating with no direction. Does that feeling sound familiar to you? That sense of drifting, as if you're awake but not really living inside your day. That's when we started building something small together, not a strict schedule, not a long checklist, just a morning rhythm, a gentle frame to hold her day in place. And this is where I want to invite you in too. Imagine waking up not rushed, not startled, not because of alarms or responsibilities, but because your body is ready. Before doing anything else, you sit up slowly, take one conscious breath and whisper to yourself, I'm here. Today begins. Then you drink a glass of water, simple, right? But think about it, the body has spent all night repairing, cleansing, working silently. That first drink of water is like saying, here you go, friend. Thank you for carrying me. Then maybe you stretch a bit. Not yoga, not a workout video, just gentle movements, rolling your shoulders, stretching your arms, waking up your joints like greeting old companions. And after that, perhaps 3 minutes. Yes, just 3 of stillness or meditation. Not the complicated kind. Not sitting in full lotus like a monk in the Himalayas, just breathing, just being. Then you prepare breakfast, something simple, warm, nourishing, and you eat it slowly. No screens, no noise, just you and the start of your day. That, my friend, is a routine, a simple, sacred rhythm, a frame strong enough to hold your peace together. What Margaret discovered and what countless others have discovered is that routine gives shape to your life. It grounds the spirit. It helps the mind settle. It cushions the heart. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how children become calmer when they have a predictable routine? Adults are no different. Our minds feel safer when we know how our day begins. When the morning has order, the whole day becomes softer. There's a Buddhist saying, I love the mind is like water. When shaken, it becomes cloudy. When still, it becomes clear. Routine is what helps the water settle. It doesn't remove life's challenges, but it gives your mind a stable ground to stand on. You see, chaos doesn't always come from big problems. Sometimes it comes from not knowing what to do with ourselves. Too much freedom without structure can feel like too much emptiness. I remember another story this time about an elderly man named George. He was a widower living alone in a quiet suburban neighborhood. He told me he used to wake up each day feeling heavy, like the mornings were miles long. So we created a tiny ritual every morning at 9 a.m. He would walk outside, feel the sun on his face, and say hello to the same 3 neighbors. After 2 weeks, he told me it's strange, but I look forward to 9 a.m. now. That one moment anchors my whole day. That's the beauty of routine. It gives you a reason to show up to your own life. And science completely backs this up. Research shows that older adults with a simple daily routine experience lower rates of anxiety and depression, better sleep, stronger cognitive function, improved memory, reduced risk of heart disease, and even longer lifespan. Why? Because stability soothes the nervous system, predictability calms the mind, and a calm mind gives the heart space to breathe. Now, I'm not asking you to pack your day full of tasks. I'm not asking you to become productive. No, I'm inviting you to create a home for your spirit inside your day. A simple morning rhythm, a gentle afternoon pause, a quiet evening ritual. Just like a frame holds a painting, routine holds your life. Let me share something personal. At my age, over 60 now, I've learned that the most powerful parts of life aren't the big events, not the vacations, not the celebrations, not the milestones. The real nourishment comes from the quiet, ordinary moments that repeat themselves. The warm morning light, the feel of your feet touching the floor, the soft inhaling of the first breath of the day, the ritual of making tea, a familiar walk around the block, a moment of silence before bed. These things become threads, and together they weave a life full of meaning. So let me ask you gently, what rhythm does your day have? Does it support you, or does it leave you drifting? And what would it feel like, just imagine it for a moment, if tomorrow morning began with intention, not with noise, not with rush, but with a quiet act of choosing yourself? Because routine isn't about discipline, it's about dignity. It's about honoring your life with structure the same way a sculptor honors marble with careful hands. Your day deserves a frame. Your heart deserves steadiness. Your spirit deserves a rhythm gentle enough to carry you and strong enough to hold you. So start small, start soft, start simple. A glass of water, a slow stretch, a quiet breath, a mindful breakfast. This is how you build a day that holds you, supports you, and reminds you every single morning that your life still has shape, still has meaning, still has a rhythm worth living in. And remember, routine isn't the opposite of freedom. Routine creates freedom, the freedom of a clear mind, a grounded body, and a peaceful heart.